Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York.
WorldCBSNews.com.
April 25, 5:10 America, New York. World's oldest person, 119-year-old woman, dies in Japan. Kane Tanaka was born in 1903 in the southwestern Fukuoka region of Japan. The year of the Wright brothers' first flight and when Marie Curie became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize.
New York Times World News.
April 25, 5:08 America, New York. 4 people fatally stabbed in London. A suspect was in custody Monday morning, and the police say they believe the attacker and the victims knew each other.
Mirror World News.
April 25, 5:07 America, New York. What is Anzac Day? Australia and New Zealand soldiers commemorated in dawn ceremony. Soldiers who fought in the name of freedom from Australia and New Zealand are commemorated in moving services that see people flock to the dawn gatherings in the two countries and beyond.
Wall Street Journal World News.
April 25, 5:06 America, New York. World's oldest person, Japan's Kane Tanaka, dies at 119. Ms. Tanaka, who was born before the Wright brothers' first powered flight, was the oldest person ever to have lived in Japan. New York Times World News.
April 25, 5 o'clock America, New York. A long walk in a fading corner of Japan. As is true throughout rural Japan, many of the once vibrant villages on Honshu's Kii Peninsula are aging into nothingness.
Wall Street Journal World News.
April 25, 4:41 America, New York. Israel strikes Lebanon in response to rocket attack. Israel fired artillery shells into southern Lebanon after militants there launched a rocket into northern Israel, the Israeli military said, opening a new front in current Israeli-Palestinian tensions.
Mirror World News.
April 25, 4:36 America, New York. Kremlin accused of faking Vladimir Putin's appearance at church service. Russia's President Vladimir Putin appeared bloated and slouching at a meeting with his defense minister, leading to accusations his appearance was faked due to health problems.
Washington Post World.
April 25, 4:35 America, New York. Police. Man arrested after 4 people killed at London home. British police say 4 people were found stabbed to death at a home in South London. Mirror World News.
April 25, 4:32 America, New York. Vladimir Putin's general hints he will invade Moldova as Russia eyes Ukraine coastline. Rustam Minakayev claims Vladimir Putin has ambitions to extend his invasion beyond the borders of the war-torn country to Moldova and possibly beyond.
BBC News World.
April 25, 4:28 America, New York. Janez Janša. Slovenia votes out pro-Trump populist. Janez Janša was defeated by the Freedom Movement, a new liberal party launched just 4 months ago. Fox World News.
April 25, 4:13 America, New York. France's Macron wins second term, defeats Le Pen in first re-election win in 20 years. French President Emmanuel Macron, a centrist, successfully fended off a challenge from the right's Marine Le Pen on Sunday, winning France's first presidential re-election in 20 years.
Washington Post World.
April 25, 3:46 America, New York. Turkish court set to deliver verdict against philanthropist. A Turkish court is expected on Monday to deliver its final verdict in the trial against a prominent civil rights activist and philanthropist who is accused of attempting to overthrow the government in connection with mass protests that broke out in 2013.
New York Times World News. April 25, 2:34 America, New York. Seeking arms for Ukraine, Pentagon buyers scour Eastern European factories. Soviet-designed ammunition is part of the lifeblood for Ukrainian troops fighting Russia, and the United States is keeping it flowing. A delivery of equipment and defensive munitions provided by the United States, including nearly 300 Javelin anti-tank missiles, arriving at Kyiv-Boryspil Airport from Dover Air Force Base in January.
Time.
April 25, 2:27 America, New York. China's spreading COVID-19 outbreak stokes fear of a Beijing lockdown. China's coronavirus outbreak worsened as rising cases in Beijing sparked jitters about an unprecedented lockdown of the capital, with policymakers racing to avert a Shanghai-style crisis that's already wrought havoc on the financial hub.
Wall Street Journal World News. April 25, 2:01 America, New York. U.S. to return embassy to Ukraine, boost military aid. The U.S. will return an embassy presence to Ukraine and increase military support for the country, Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin told Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during a meeting in Kyiv.
Washington Post World.
April 25. 118 America, New York. Critically endangered Sumatran tigers lose 3 to animal traps. 3 critically endangered Sumatran tigers are dead after being caught in traps on Indonesia's Sumatra Island.
BBC News World.
April 25. 044 America, New York. Beijing kicks off mass testing after spike in COVID cases. Dozens of cases were reported, sparking fears that Beijing could face a similar situation to Shanghai.
WorldCBSNews.com.
April 25. 010 America, New York. Top U.S. diplomats meet with Zelensky in secrecy-shrouded meeting. Journalists who traveled with the U.S. Secretaries of State and Defense to Poland were barred from reporting on the trip until it was over.
https://globalnews.ca/feed/.
April 25. 001 America, New York. Those old radio shows April 29 to 30. Those old radio shows for April 29 to 30, including My Favorite Husband, Box 13, Suspense, Whistler, are Miss Brooks and Lux Radio Theater.